The show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee BLUECAST. It is that night, the night before the big game. Everton at home against Nottingham Forest. Tonight, we haven't got an opposition fan on. We did have one lined up, but he really did try and make it, but he couldn't. We'll get him on again next time, don't worry. But sometimes it's good to have one without the opposition fan, especially when the game is this big. So maybe we can say a bit more than what we'd normally say and be biased towards Everton tonight on this pre-match talk because it's massive. It is massive. What a big game. Scary, right? People in the comments, get involved. You know how it works. A lot of regulars in the comments. Would like to see some new faces in the comments as well. So get involved in the comments. Twitter. There, you can comment from Twitter and we can still see it. It says comment from Twitter on the YouTube, so we can still see. But you can't. I'll put the link there, especially for you to hit the link, come over, and get involved in the YouTube comments because it costs nothing, and you can just. We've got more people over here, haven't we, Paul? More people over here.
We do. Lots of people watching. Join in. Say hi.
Give a couple of shout outs here to start off the channel. Top tune. I love it. To be fair, it's not an Everton song, but it's just pretty deep, and the fans look amazing with it. Emma, evening everyone. Evening Emma, regular, love it. I'm scared for this one. Say, Sonny Wrigley, you're not the only one, mate. You're not the only one. I mean, we have had a bit of pressure taken off us today. I can't say pressure taken off us because there's pressure till the end of the season, but better for results to go for you than against you. Yeah, so Lulu in the house as well. So Lulu. Get your comments in. Let's have a get-together. Let's have a Toffee BLUECAST get-together Saturday night as well. And I've got a cup of tea. What are you on, Paul? He's on the bevies. He's on the bevies. New ones. Get the comments in. Love it. Early, by the way, we have a process on this show. Before, I shouldn't have even put that up. You jump in the gun. You're shooting early, mate. Right. Let's slow it down. What we do on the Toffee BLUECAST is we have a system. So we start off the game. We talk about the form of both teams. I ain't got nothing to put on the screen on that. I was a bit lazy there, but we'll talk about the form of both teams. Then me and Paul will do a lineup prediction for Nottingham Forest. Then we'll do a lineup prediction for Everton. When we do a lineup prediction, please stay with us and give us your lineup prediction because some just let us do ours, and I want yours as well. I really do like to see your prediction as well on the lineup prediction. And to finish the show, we do a score prediction, which I know a lot like, I don't want to do score prediction, but it's just a bit of fun. So that's how we finish the show. Justin's in the house as well. He was in last night, wasn't he, on the movie night?
It was good, that. I'd say those movies that were suggested went down very, very well, particularly Over the Top.
I can't believe I didn't think of Over the Top. Like Sylvester Stallone, you all know I love the Rockies. And I can't believe last night when you said a film with a hat, literally over the top where he puts it back and wins the arm wrestles. That's all about the hat. I mean, he doesn't win the arm wrestles if it isn't for the maneuver of the hat turning it back. And
it's like Popeye with his spinach. It's literally the hat turns around and he wins the arm wrestle. Yeah, you can't beat it.
It's a cracking move. Comments coming in. Keep your comments coming in. Right, so let's have a little talk in the comments as well as we go along on the subjects. Can you please tell us what you think on the subject as well? So it's like a group conversation. Nottingham Forest, what do you think of the form, Paul? What do you think of the form?
What do I think of their form? Have you got it or have I?
I haven't got it, but I know roughly what they've been playing like. They're not that good, are they? A bit like us.
It is just inconsistent now. Their problem has been basically conceding goals. They've where are we? They won one in.
You got it there,
in the last 5. Just getting it up now.
I can see it now. It's Paul's going to put it on the screen. But Wolves 2-2. Nottingham Forest, the last result. Tottenham beat them 3-1. Nottingham Forest did then beat Fulham 3-1, which was a bit of a shocker, wasn't it? Crystal Palace 1-1. Luton. A lot of draws like us, really, ain't they? Not smashing it, but just grinding it out. This battle like us.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can kind of see they'll just zoom in a little bit, make it a little bit easier. There we go.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, from March, really, defeat by Liverpool, drew with Luton away. Obviously beat Forest at home. Lost away against Brighton in there as well. 1-1 with Palace. And then hammered 3-1 away at Spurs. So, managed to scrape a draw with Forest, with Wolves at home, which was a good result for us. So they're struggling to get the wins. I mean, they were beating Wolves at that point. The Wolves managed to come back and get a 2-2. So it seems as though they're unable to finish teams off who are kind of in and around them. And
I was just going to say,
that are playing half decent, they seem to be losing by the 1 or 2. So that's kind of where they are at the moment.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, it looks like they do a little bit of us, like they play better against the better teams and plop it against teams that are around them, like you've just said. And no disrespect to them, but we do the same. We don't play that well on the big games. In a big game where you think you've got a chance, probably Wolves should say there to make a statement on staying up. 2-2.
Yeah, I mean they would have looked
at
they would have looked at the Wolves game as being a game that they would need to win to sort of give them a good fighting chance. I mean, obviously, he's still got a good fighting chance even despite the draw. But same as Luton today, they would have looked at that Brentford game, and a win for them today really would have put us and Forest in the mire a little bit. It really would have made it difficult for us to be comfortable in the last few games. But thankfully, they got a hammer in instead. And actually, I watched it, and Brentford were half decent. That Lewis Potter on the left-hand side, good lad. I mean, when they come to play us a week today, I think it is, Saturday night game, it ain't going to be easy for us to get a result. So that's why it was really good that Luton couldn't get anything today. And hopefully we can do something against Forest tomorrow.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just a massive, massive game. Can you think of a song, like a Paris song, Paul? I know you can't see any of the comments now because you've just put that on. Can you think of a Paris song?
A what song?
Paris.
A Paris song. Oh, there would be like one of them dance tunes from World Cup '98.
I got this one in my head. From Paris to Berlin, and every disco we get in, my heart is pumping for love, pumping for love.
Is that where Rob is? Wow.
The things we can do. Yeah, Rob, he's a member of the channel. TOFFEE BLUECAST comes on quite a lot. You all know him. Watching you lads from Paris. You lucky little git. My daughter is bugging me to go to Disneyland Paris. She's seen it on all of her little YouTube shorts. And it's a little dream to go to Paris. 3 days into it, Rob is at Disneyland. Yeah, you deserve that, Rob, to be fair, mate. I've seen you've had a bit of stress with your little one and stuff. So your kids deserve that. You deserve that. Have a boss one. And I'm sure Everton can make it even better for you. I don't want them, like, literally you sneaking off watching Everton and going back a bit sad. So Everton have got to win while you're in Paris just to keep you happy. Nice one, Rob. Yeah, comments there. All friends, all friends. Go on, Paul. Carry on. The fixtures you were saying, sorry. I had to give him a shout out there, didn't we?
No, not at all. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Forest form compared to others, they're 13th in the form league table at the moment. So in their last 6, lost, draw, win, lost, draw. It's just same as the rest of us down there, just being inconsistent. So they got 6 out of the last 6 games. They've scored 1 less. They've got 1 less in goal difference. So compared to us, they're doing a bloody good job. Let me
well, we managed to find a little bit of form, if you can call it form. We managed to draw a game, and then we went on to win against Burnley. So you'd say a draw, a win, and then we lost.
There you go.
Probably could
That's
say
a that's a better
in the last 3 games.
yeah. That's a better understanding of where we are at the moment and how other teams are doing around us. Where it's only Sheffield United who have done worse than us in the last 6 games, and obviously the hammering on Monday means that our goal difference took a battering over those 6 games, where it's basically 4 points out of 6 games. The Burnley game was absolutely massive, and if we hadn't got a win out of that, God, it would feel far, far worse. But we've had 4 defeats in the last 6 games, 1 draw, 1 win. It ain't good, and we're not playing well. I mean, we came out of the Burnley game just thankful we got a result, but I don't feel as though we played particularly well, to be honest. I'd be quite happy for us to play awful tomorrow, but still win and just get through this season, with our heads just above water.
Yeah, it's massive. The result is massive. That the result is all that matters. But if you could have a good performance on top of that, the confidence it will give you. You know what I mean? Like it was like the Burnley game, really. I think with the Burnley game, you got the result, but the performance wasn't that good. So you kind of won, but you took no confidence into the next game. Where I think if you can literally get the result and perform well, it's a massive bonus. But we can't be that particular, can we, at the minute? If we win, we'll be buzzing. I have just heard coming in from Hazrat, there's 10 watching as well, but there's 150 people watching, including Twitter. It tells us on here. 10 watching on YouTube, 150 people watching on YouTube. Yes, we can see it. It shows us. If you can, come over to YouTube. There'll be more on YouTube than 10. And if you want to hit that like and subscribe, we appreciate it. This is the pre-match. This is the biggie. Get on it.
And let us know what you think as well. Definitely let us know what you think.
Give us feedback. Let us know what you want. Yeah, looking at that form, though, we have definitely dipped in form. Now, some would say in the last 3 games to get 4 points out of 9 isn't that bad. But
I know. If you
it's a lot worse than that.
If you look at the last 3 games, then yeah, okay. Looking at the last 6, it looks pretty bad.
Up, baby.
And yeah. And the thing is, apart from Sheffield United, everyone's got to win in the last 6 games. I mean, Palace's win. I looked at Palace's fixtures, thinking Palace wouldn't get any more points, to be honest. But they've managed that, so they'll be safe. Brentford will be all right now. So it's literally us, Forest, and Luton, and it probably has been for a while. But it's fewer teams to have around who could fall below us.
Now,
we just don't trust ourselves.
You've seen Paul have the Statman song. Paul is the Statman. You've seen the short. He loves his stats, but you have got Justin in the building, Paul, who is also a bit of a Statman. I have had some messages off him before, and he knows quite a bit. He knows quite a bit, and he's saying last 15 games, Everton 9 points, Forest 16 points. Big difference, isn't it? Big difference. That doesn't look like a big difference, but when you actually say how important 7 points is, it is a big difference.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating because we know that we would have been safe already with games in hand, but it's El Deducto tomorrow.
Build a bridge.
So yeah, exactly.
Making new memories tomorrow. It's where we start, and we've got some deep conversation. We are ready to get West Egg up for it. He's just entered the house.
There you go.
There we are, high as well. Yeah, we will get you up for this game. I'm up for it, to be fair. I really am. I've been walking down the streets, when you walk to the shop and you're thinking, right, come on. I've got to say the right things on this channel tonight. I've got to just tick some boxes. I've got to spark some things up for this Everton squad. And I know they probably don't listen, but if I can rise a few fans, then that will rise the team, in my opinion. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to get the spirits ready. Like, I want you to say this, and this is what I was thinking when I was walking down the street Saturday, no, Paul, right? Before we do the lineups and the score predictions. I want you to say this, right? When the players play that game, they just need to do... I know they'll come out nervous, but they just need to do things at the start of the game to get the fans behind them. And we've said this, the fans will get behind them for anything. Just something stupid like running more than normal, a tackle at the start of the game, a shoulder barge, a shot maybe when you probably wouldn't normally shoot. Fair enough. Well done for taking that shot on. Do you know what I mean? And I think Dyche needs to tell these players now. I'm sure he already has, but it doesn't seem like they know because they're not doing it. I think personally, I think these players need to come out and just trigger the fans. That should be the aim of this game at home, is to come out and get the fans behind them, because at the start of the game, the players will come out, they'll have anxiety, they're scared, they're nervous, of course they are. Don't professional footballers say you never get used to playing in front of 39,000, right? So they come out, Paul, the players, they're scared. They start off like they're scared, don't they? They are starting off the game like they're scared. If they just do these little maneuvers like a tackle or just coming out running your socks off for the first 5 minutes, the players will have the fans on the side for the whole of the game. It will get the stadium rocking and it won't stop rocking. Now, when we went to that Burnley game, Paul, you sit there and they start the game nervous and edgy, and you sit there and you become more nervous and more edgy. And literally, it's a battle. Like, the players are starting to go downhill because they're getting nervous. You, as a fan, you're starting to go downhill because you're getting nervous, and you're fighting a battle where you both just can't get behind what's going on. So I just think, I know it's a big speech, big words here, but I just think Dyche has got to get these players doing something in the first 5 or 10 minutes to get Goodison rocking. That's got to be Dyche's main aim. I know they say, oh, it's down to the players, but I tell you something. When you play football, if you've got 39,000 of those Goodison amazing fans behind you, it'll give the players more than what they even know they've got. It will. It will give. We've seen it with McNeil, didn't we, Paul? We shouted at him when he closed down, and then he closed down again. Then he closed down again. Then he closed down again. And it pumped him. And he wouldn't have done that, or probably didn't even know he had that in him, that little. And then the players follow, and it passes on, and the energy passes on. And then literally, that's what happens in the stadium. In the stadium, your energy in the stadium passes on. It's like a Mexican wave of positive energy. So my point is, at the start of the game, bugger this. I get what Dyche is saying a little bit. Bugger this march outside the stadium. Because I think sometimes when you do the mini buzz greeting, Paul, you use all your energy outside the stadium. When you get in, you haven't got it as much. Do you know what I mean? Every ounce of energy needs to be in the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, it needs to be during the game. It needs to affect the game, basically. If you've got loads of good stuff going outside before the stadium, you want that for the game. You do want that for the game. So yeah, I'm ready for this. I am pumped, and I want these players to come out. It's not going to hurt them for the first 5 minutes to absolutely give everything, just to scare the opposition. Do you know what I mean, Paul? Just to scare the opposition and do things like get stuck in. Come on, give Gibbs White a tackle, not dirty, but just let him know, get him ruffled, get Gibbs White ruffled. We've got to do all the dirty stuff. I'm ready for this, Paul. Right, here we go. Do you agree with all that, though?
Shall we show the lineups then? Well, yeah, I agree. Yeah. And it's very, he's very honest about what he said, that he wasn't going to quit and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, why not?
Get them up for it.
Absolutely,
come out
why
all
not?
guns blazing. We're at home. It doesn't feel like we're clicking at home, does it, Paul? The atmosphere just ain't that good. It really ain't. And it's not because of us, it's because the fans ain't clicking with the players. Their players ain't clicking with the fans,
we're tired, and we just want a player to take it by the scruff of the neck and make us stand up off our seat. We didn't really have.
I think it's because we're tired, Paul.
We didn't have any of that against Burnley. There was no player that excited us. When can you remember us sort of standing up and thinking, "Oh, yeah, something's going to happen"? I mean, even the goal itself, we didn't think that DCL was going to actually get the block on the keeper. So that came out of nowhere. And Beto went through. That was probably the moment that we thought, oh, yeah, better stand up. Something's going to happen here. When Beto was through, and we were just disappointed again. So...
yeah, I don't even think... we are tired, trust me, I get... We did have a little cut off there, Paul.
Sorry. I've got lots of tabs open.
No, don't we? Got no time.
It's all right. No, go for it.
Yeah, he's in the house. Okay, nervous for tomorrow. Right,
He's
let's
still
do
here.
this then. Let's get into it because we want the stream to flow nice. We want it to be interesting. We'll keep it under an hour. Let's people get involved in the comments now. This is a show. Right, so line up thing for Norris.
Well, are we?
Let's put it in.
Are we showing
I'm not
the?
a fan that comes on the show. I think he's got.
Are we showing the last one? This is what they had last time.
Yeah. And then we'll show the last one, and then we'll literally put it in. Might not be much difference, to be fair.
There you go. So they would have been disappointed, to be fair. Just bear with me. I'll move it up a little bit as well. That way.
Yeah, this is this. I don't personally think we're going to see much difference from this. Why did Alanga not play? Did he not play in the last game?
Didn't seem to. The substitutions that they made last time, these were the guys who came on or off. Rigi was in there. The substitutions, no. So must have just been missing through injury or otherwise. So there we go. Either way, they're not they're not rubbish by any means, are they? They're not rubbish by any means. I worry about Wood, to be honest. I know you think he's the sort of player who Tarks would like to have a bit of a battle against, but if he does play, then he's just going to be in and around the box, isn't he? You know, you don't want it to fall to him by any means.
No, I agree with you. It's you've got to literally mark Woods. You'd like to think that we can, though, wouldn't you? Tarky knows Woods. Brantwaite gets passed on sometimes. Probably handle Woods. Not something that we can't handle, is he, Woods? Surely.
No, it'd be interesting whether Wood kind of, does he stick around Brantwaite? Does he go towards Tarkovsky? Be interesting, really. I mean, Gibbs White is the main danger, isn't he? And it'd be interesting to see who they've got available, sort of wing wise. But Gibbs White is the catalyst for most things that happen attacking wise for Forest. And he's a handful. He's a bit of an arse if he's not in your team. He's kind of someone that you don't really want to play against. But defensively, they're weak. They're as weak as there's anyone around. We're the strongest defence. I know, and that sounds stupid saying after Monday, but generally our defence has been the strongest all season in that bottom six amount of teams. And Forest do concede, and that's why they got so many draws in the last few games. So they've not been able to put teams away because they've been scoring first, but then conceded. And so there is a chance for us if we can. They're actually pretty poor at set pieces as well. They do concede quite a lot from set pieces. So our biggest threat is set pieces. If we can put a proper cross in, that'd be good. Maybe one or two can win a header. So there's light for us tomorrow. There is light at the end of the tunnel for us tomorrow to create some chances because they're a bit of a physical side as well. The 1-0 that we beat, we won away. McNeil, cracking goal, top corner. It was a tasty game, as they say. So there's quite a few fouls in it. So areas around the area and the wings, if we can get free kicks, we can actually put some decent balls in and cause them one or two problems. And even though I don't sound very confident about doing that, I think that is, unfortunately, it's probably our only attacking option because I don't think any of us have got particular confidence in DCL or Beto roundabout now, which is frustrating. It really is frustrating. But they do like to have fullbacks get forward, so maybe it's a case of hitting them on the break. You'd have the likes of McNeil on our left going against Williams. You'd have DCL or Beto going against Murillo, for example. Yates and Danilo would be against Decore, for example. And Gibbs White would have to be handled by whoever's going to play in the middle. And that's a big talking point because Seamus is touch and go. We don't know whether he's going to play. It looks unlikely. So who do you have in that right back position? And that's where we move on to ours, if you want. Can't hear you, Dan. On mute.
Just said something amazing and you missed it. Right. Coleman is definitely out. I said he went. Right. Definitely see someone different in our right back. Interested to see what you lot are all going to have in this right back position. There's a lot of fiddle about in this lineup when we do it. Do we even need to do a lineup, Paul, for them? Because I think that is going to be their lineup, isn't it? Don't think we even need to for them.
It might well be, yeah. It might well be. I honestly couldn't tell you for certain. I couldn't tell you for certain.
Well, and I've seen the Nottingham Forest do their lineup predictions on Twitter because I've got a few on that were supposed to come on the show, but they couldn't. And they've said, I wouldn't change anything. The only thing that they'd probably change on that lineup that you put up, Paul, was Yates. They said they might put Rodriguez in instead of Yates. That's the Danilo and Rodriguez. That's the only thing that they'd probably change on that. And obviously, if Valanga is free, he'll be on the right side. So, yeah, we know what their lineup's going to be. So there's no point is even doing a lineup prediction for them.
No, it's fine. I'm just looking at the ratings from Monday. You know, Pickford 5.
Do you know what? Those ratings are way too high. Way too high. Right, let me just literally, Paul. Do you know what you just put on the screen? That makes me feel sick, by the way. And this is the pre-match. Oh, mate, that's just made me feel sick.
Absolutely.
It took me ages to forget about that. Took me ages to forget about that. You know what I mean? The sort of bloody music for that is like.
Hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us high.
Well, they need to rise after that because that's an absolute dog shit performance and dog shit rating. That is. Oh my days, it's disgusting. And you know what? I'm sorry, but they're not even that. They can't. You can't even get half. Like I mean,
what's the lowest?
5.
What's the lowest? Is 5 the lowest rating that you think you can get on that kind of platform?
Well, it's got to be if those. Yeah, 5 has got to be 0, hasn't it? If they're the ratings, 5 has got to be 0. Who's actually got the lowest rating there? Who's got the lowest rating?
Pickford 5.0.
He did. To be fair, that Pickford really did my head in. I can't really defend him. I don't know how Onana's got 6. I really don't know how Onana's got 6 because I love
McNeil got 6.7.
Shite Onana was.
McNeil probably got as good a rating as he did against Burnley.
Beto got 6.2 and he missed that one. He missed that one on the line.
Oh, honest God, you know.
Coleman 5.8.
Unbelievable.
Mikalenko for me would be the highest one. Yeah, get rid of it because that is like literally.
It's awful.
I could puke.
It's gone. It never happened.
Puke at that.
It never.
You didn't see happened. That. Do you know what? That's just putting the crap in front of you and making you remember what happened, and we can't just forget about it. We've got to rise from that crap. That's going to make you angry, and that's got to get you up for this game. This is serious, right? We did see. Yeah. You just showed 6-0, and we did. Yeah, we want your lineup predictions. We did see, like Paul, Brentford get beat 5-1. Luton get beat 5-1, sorry.
Mm.
Bloody lucky it wasn't Brentford. Luton got beat 5-1. So the 6-0 there, we've just seen a 5-1. It's not as bad as we think it was, Chelsea. Right. Lineup predictions then, Paul. Let's do this then. Let's see what we've got. Come on.
Let's do it.
BB?
Right. Here we go. So
I don't
we've got
plan
no.
this. I
So
don't plan this.
no, you never do you? You never
No,
do.
I find it boring to be that organised to plan this, so I don't plan it. Let's do this. It's going to be
Now,
by the way, people, sometimes you
formation.
forgot last time. Get your lineups in the comments now, early, so we can go through them all after.
Yeah, do.
We need loads.
Are you going Mike Bassett 4-4-2?
I'm 4-3-3. I am 4-3-3.
All the
I've been
way,
raving
baby.
about it. I want 4-3-3.
I mean,
do you know what? Actually, do it like 4-2-3-1 for me, Paul. I think that's
4-2-3-1.
Yeah, because 4-3-3 looks a bit crazy, doesn't it? That's a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Seems good.
We'll make this nice and quick. I'll do mine, and then
Yeah.
Paul will do his. So nice and quick. Jordan Pickford in goals. Of course it is. I'll tell you something, though. He's got to step it up, otherwise I'll be putting Virginia in. The little shitbag. He's amazing, but don't be doing what he did last game. Bloody hell.
God.
Mikalenko left back. Probably the only player last game where I was going to say he wasn't awful.
Yes.
Still was a bit. For years, we're going to see two slow centre backs, Martin and Thingy. One thing I will say is if Branthwaite is injured, I don't mind going 3 centre backs. I really don't. If Branthwaite's injured, I won't think about going 3 centre. Yeah, I know.
Clip it. Clip it.
Well, I know, clip that. Yeah. Well, I hate the 3 centre backs, by the way, because it ends up being 5. But if Branthwaite isn't available, you put Michael Keane there, and that is just so static and slow for me. Tarkowski and Michael Keane just makes me so scared, and I won't put Godfrey in there either. So what can you do? What can you do? I would rather move like Mikalenko left centre back, Tarkowski, and then I would play probably Michael Keane as a free. That's the problem. The only reason I say I'd go as a free is because without Branthwaite and Tarkowski, I feel like we haven't got 2 centre backs that's good enough. So I've got to add an extra one.
After Monday, Michael Keane doesn't scare me as much. Actually,
he got stuck in. Do you know what though? If Michael Keane comes in and smashes it and keeps us up, I'm really happy. I've got no hatred for any player, but he does scare me. And he scares a lot of people because everyone remembers a lot of Michael Keane's mistakes. And you've always got him at the back of your head. But if he comes and puts them behind him and puts in some good performance to keep us up, we need that. That's what we need our subs to do. Right. Right back. This is the big one. James Garner for me, sorry. James Garner, right back.
Interesting.
I know it's different, but I've been saying this all along. I think Garner he's lost his opportunity to play in the centre for me. I think he's continuously played there. And he's not fighting for that position anymore. He just thinks he's going to get it. And
so are you going for Garner because of his lack of form in the middle, or are you going for Garner because you think he'll do a better job at right back than anyone else we've got?
Both, yeah, both.
A bit of both.
Yeah, because it's interesting what you say there, Paul. For me, James Garner. He's been a ghost in the middle, and I'm really frustrated that he's done that because I was really starting to get happy with him. If you think back to last time we played Nottingham Forest, he was man of the match. He was everywhere. He was getting stuck in, putting himself about, and he really did put himself about into that game. Since then, he's gone massively downhill, and I don't get why. I can't think of a reason. He's only got himself to blame. If you remember when Garner first come in, Paul, he was playing right back. And he really wanted to play centre mid, and he had to earn that centre mid position. He's lost it now. He's done all that. He's earned that centre mid position back, and for me, he's lost it. and he's back to square one where it's going to be the same cycle where he plays right back. It might not happen, but he's back to the same cycle, Paul, where he plays right back, and he's got to really play right back to show he's livened up to get himself back into centre mid. That's the way I feel. Do you get where I'm coming from on that?
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I understand.
You're going to get good delivery from him. I think in centre mid, he's got so much to do that he's not doing any of it. Do you know what I mean? He's trying to do so many things that he's not doing any of it. And he's overloading himself and just not performing well. Because centre mid is the hardest position to play in football for me. And I think right back is just simple. Like, get your tackles in. Don't get done for speed. Get forward a lot, which I think he could, and whip some good balls in. I have seen some Everton fans say that when he played right back this season, he wasn't doing that well. And he wasn't. But he's got to. Simple as that. And at the end of last season, stay up. So he's got to do well in that position. Right. Too much talk on Garner there, but it's a big subject. Just the reason, Paul, is Ashley Young, not good enough for me right back. Godfrey, we've tried him. He had more than enough opportunity to play right back, and he wasn't good enough. So Godfrey doesn't get right back for me. And that's it, yeah. Just Garner's the best man to play that role for me. In the centre of midfield, I'm going to go for Garner Gay, first of all. He's definitely going to come back in. He's just fit, maybe. It's close. Gomez.
Wow.
Andre Gomez.
Where is he? Where have you gone? Bloody hell, he's at the bottom one. There you go.
Decore in the number 10. Now, Decore is someone that I could have easily have dropped, by the way, because he's not been that good. But I think the two behind him hasn't been that good either, Paul. And I think that's a big part of why he's struggled. I think if you could get a bit more experience behind Decore, he might be a bit more successful here. And I think to have Garner Gay but the reason I've got Decore there as well is, I'm being clever here. The reason I've got Decore there is because I know that I've chose Gomez and Garner Gay that haven't got that much speed. So we haven't got speed in the centre of midfield there. So Decore's job will be to be the speed, if you know what I mean, to cover a lot of space in between them. So if Gomez gets caught out, Decore's got to sweep it. If Garner Gay gets caught out, Decore's got to be on the alert in that position. So he's massively got to play centre mid, not just the number 10 Paul in that position. Right. What do you think on that? Because I could see you getting a bit worried as well with that.
Well, I'm worried about it all. I'd
love to play because...
Go on.
I was just going to say, just quickly, I'd love to play a more attacking player in Decore's position, like put someone like Dan Juma behind and say, play the number 10 and go for it to be more attacking. But I just don't trust Garner Gay and Gomez that much because Dan Juma wouldn't fill in the centre midfield like Decore could. So I can't do that. I'd love to, though.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Who you having left side?
Left side could easily be dropped again, this player. I'm going for... McNeil. He did score to make us win that. I was close to dropping him. No, I was close to dropping him. I nearly put Dan Juma there. Didn't I, a little shitbag?
You won't be. You won't be the only one.
Yeah, and then on the right, Harrison's trying to work his way back in. I'm going to put Dan Juma there. Just needs something different and a bit more speed. Harrison's not taking players on, some people will say to me, Dan Juma hasn't shown anything to show that he's going to be good. I know that, but I just need to see something different after that Chelsea game. So Dan Juma there, and then up top, Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin. I'm not like some. I'm not going to be nasty to Beto and say shit or anything like that. But I think he's had a bit of opportunity now and he's struggled a little bit. But I'm not writing him off. I still think when he comes on, I want him to score. But Calvert-Lewin, the tap's running now. So there you go. Calvert-Lewin's in for me. The tap is running. That is my lineup. I'm going to drop a few comments, see what they've been saying on this, because I was too busy talking on that. Their lives will be on the line.
So
what would you change on that, Paul? And then we'll go through the comments, lineups, predictions.
Let's just confirm who we think is missing from what Sean said. So Coleman was touch and go, but we're not very confident about that happening. Is Onana fit or is he out?
Amadou Onana's fit. Yeah, he's trained.
Right, okay. And you've not put him in?
No. I know. Do you know what? This is what some people say. Oh, you lick Onana's arse and stuff like that. I do believe Onana's got a lot of potential, which I'll always still say.
Yeah.
With how much he didn't play last game, I can't forgive him. And the only way I'll forgive him is if when he comes on as substitute, which he will in this lineup. It's about the squad, not the 11. When he comes on, being drop lines that livens him up. Ghana Gay won't last a full game, by the way. You can't turn on players just because, say, if Gomez and Ghana Gay play, you can't just say, oh, Onana's shit, I want them to play. Onana will come on and you need him to be good. It's about the squad, not the 11. So Onana needs a little bit of a drop to get him going again for me.
Yeah. No, it's fine. No, I get it. There's always good reasons for it, and hindsight is an amazing thing. We all wish we had before the fact, but yeah, there's people say I would be
Beto as a bring off as bench type of player, so he's probably
I'd be concerned. I'd be happy with the attack, based on what we've got available. I wouldn't be against that in any way. I'd be a little bit dubious about Gomez and Ghana Gay being the two. Decore is basically high up the pitch. When he's playing with DCL, he tends to be almost alongside him in some respects, and we end up having sort of a 4-4-2 in some ways. When we actually get the ball, sometimes McNeil or whoever's playing left wide or right wide don't go higher up the pitch. That's why DCL has often got isolated when we played the ball forward. And I think Decore's been told to get closer to him, but then it does kind of leave you open to Gomez and Ghana Gay taking that responsibility. I think someone did mention
it can't be static though, Paul. It can't be static.
No, it shouldn't be. Yeah.
Like one thing I'm saying is do you know last game we ended up playing Gomez and Decore centre mid, and I think Decore showed that he could still do that with Gomez if he had to. So I'd like it to be sometimes Gomez goes up, Decore sits in, Ghana Gay goes up, Decore sits in. Do you know what I mean? I'd like it to be rotation because I think that's how you can catch opposition out and be less predictable, because you can find positions if you rotate your three centre mids, which we don't do. So I'd like us to rotate that a little bit. Emma says same team as me, but change Ghana Gay for Onana. I think Ghana Gay will be ready to get back in. He cares about Everton quite a lot, and I think he'll be ready to sort this shit out. Yeah.
I mean, I would keep Ghana Gay and have Onana, and Gomez maybe come on second half, something like that. I think the argument with Gomez isn't so much what he does on the ball; it's what he does off the ball. And if he's in that position, I think James Garner's better when he doesn't have the ball than Gomez is when he doesn't have the ball. James Garner's a little bit off form at the moment when he actually does have the ball, whereas Gomez seems to be more keen, but only in the last few games, and that's only because he's not been playing most of the game. So I can see arguments for both, without a doubt. Shall I have a go?
Justin said, yeah, we'll get yours now. Just trying to get these comments on as well, just in case the comment goes with my lineup. In Dan's team, Swat McNeil and Dan Juma. Yeah. I like, me and Paul have always said, I know we agree on this, Paul. We've said we'd like our wingers to rotate anyway. I think you've got to. If it's working, don't rotate. But if it's not, have a little switch. Yeah. Mix it up.
Well, I tell you what, Forest,
right,
that
Paul,
Forest
let's see your
have
team
got that kind of formation, to be honest. Well, Forest play this formation. They do the 4-2-3 and then the 1. And where Decore is, you have Gibbs White. But I tell you what, Gibbs White turns up on the right, turns up on the left. And then the lads who have played wide generally have tended, like Elanga did last year, have tended to sort of just flow and be a bit more fluid when they've been going forward. Chelsea's a decent example of that as well. Jackson might be
do you know
an absolute jigsaw up front for Chelsea, but the other lads, including Palmer, they move across the pitch. They don't just stay in parallel lines. They actually do sort of cross over each other, and in doing that, you create space. And we don't do that. We're very kind of structured because we're thinking from a defensive point of view. So you're not going to find McNeil very often on the right-hand side, because when we lose the ball, Sean's onto him to get back into that space in front of Mikalenko. Young is playing on the right-hand side. Well, Young's playing on the right-hand side of midfield. You're not going to see him on the left-hand side, one, because he couldn't run that far anyway, but because that when we lose the ball, the first thing is about him being in that position to cover whoever's playing right back. So we're not thinking forward and thinking scoring goals. We're thinking, what happens if we lose the ball? Are we in a defensive shape? That's basically what it comes down to.
Very good tactical analysis there, Paul, and you're bang on, because listen to what you say, it just clicks in my head on so many things. Because the example that you've just given, Morgan Gibbs-White plays the number 10, but often you see him over on the right, but then someone to pull into his number 10 position. So you could, for an example here, like Paul's just said, Decore could go over to the right wing, Danjuma could be in the number 10. And there's rotation with those 3 players there, where they could literally, you could have McNeil in the 10, you could have Decore over the left. You could have it the other way around, Danjuma in the number 10, Decore out right. And you just get so much rotation there, like you've just said. And I want the rotation in the centre of midfield as well. But the reason we don't get that attacking rotation that you've just said, Paul, that would create a lot of goals and make us a lot better attacking, is because for me, these players are drilled, the left winger and the right winger are drilled to help the left and right back out, like you've just said. So McNeil, his main thought is that he's got to stay near Mikalenko on the left. So we wouldn't even think about getting in that number 10 position, because he's thinking about helping Mikalenko all the time. And the same on the right. And you've really clicked that in my head there, Paul. You're right. It's true that we've got more defensive stuff in ahead than what we have attacking, and it's stopping a lot of good attacking stuff that we could do. I agree with you.
Fair dues.
Yeah, but why do we see that and Dice don't? Just me and you, mate. Just me and you on this channel see that. And
you can be Dykes, I'll be Wone.
Yeah, but it just makes me so much. It makes me so excited to think that in this formation you could rotate those 3 centre midfielders, whoever they are, Decore, Gay, and Gomez. They could all rotate, so the opposition wouldn't know what's going to happen. And then the 3 attackers could rotate as well, because you could literally have Danjuma and McNeil that could play that 10 as well, or Harrison. There could be so much rotation on that easily. And people say, well, shit, there's nothing you can do. There is stuff you can do, trust me. If me and Paul was on that training ground now, there is stuff you could do attacking to catch the opposition out. There really is.
No, I agree.
Go on then, get your line up.
I would
read theirs out.
There's things I'd agree with. There's probably 1 or 2 alterations I would also do. I wouldn't start Gomez for me. I understand the argument for Garner. Would I have? What I'd probably do is have Onana and Garner Gay in the middle. Utilize James Garner on the right hand side, but it would be a starting point. It wouldn't necessarily be the whole game plan. So I'd probably go Onana alongside Garner Gay, midfield, back 4 keeper, same as you. I would start Danjuma. All right, there's an argument to say that Danjuma shouldn't start. Maybe you should bring him on to change the game if it's not going right. I understand that, but I'd much rather be 1-0 up in the first half than 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go. So
Paul, that we know has just said that on what you've just said. Sorry, I'm just chucking that on because you just mentioned it. He said only just joined, lads. Not sure if it's been talked about, but I start Danjuma because of his pace. And I did mention that. Yeah, Paul, you're right. I think we need his pace desperately. And I think he'll be up for the game as well. So Paul's got him in.
I also trust Mykolenko. I mean, it's been a bad season for us, but Mykolenko's actually been a bit of a highlight. I just think he's stronger now, defensively better. Doesn't get a chance to go forward, and this season he's not going to, and it might not change while Deitch is manager. It might be further into his career, but I'm quite happy for Danjuma to play on that left-hand side, knowing that Williams for them at right back won't be able to get forward because Danjuma will be that threat. So I'm quite happy for Danjuma to be left-hand side. Not so much in the middle, just I think Danjuma's strength is to take on a fullback. And he seems more comfortable there as well.
Do you know what I see, Paul, there, putting Danjuma there? If McNeil's there, I see Mykolenko and McNeil trying to get it out wide and whip crosses in. If Danjuma's there, I see Danjuma trying to drive into the box and go to Calvert Lewin. And then I think Mykolenko, you'll see a lot more from him because I'm seeing our left back and left winger getting each other's way. And I think Danjuma would drive more to goal. Do you know what I mean? Because he's got more drive to score. I listened to the podcast of Schweinsteiger the other day.
Yeah.
And Schweinsteiger said, when I used to play, I had Ribery one side and I had Robin the other side. Wrong sides, but yeah, Ribery and Robin. And he said after the game, when he used to give the ball to one more than the other, they were both moaning at him. Why aren't you giving the ball to me? I want to score. I want to score. I want to score. Like the wingers was going mad at Schweinsteiger that they wanted the ball. I don't think McNeil and Harrison have got that drive where they say, give me the ball because I want to score this game. Do you know what I mean? It's just like we need that passion on our wingers, don't we? We need our wingers to be that threatening as well. Not saying they've got to be like those two players, by the way. But I'm just saying our wingers don't feel like they've got goals in them, do they, Paul? Massively.
No, well, some players excel being on the wing, traditionally opposite to your stronger foot. So Robin made an absolute career of being all left foot and coming in from the right hand side. There's been plenty of foreign players who've done that. I mean, Ginola, used to do similar things. I tell you what, Ginola used to swap wings all the time and create havoc. I think there's lots more teams in the Premiership who are just more regimented and players aren't given as much of a free rein just because of that worry when they don't have the ball or you're in the right position. But I'm all Ted Lasso, me. I think, football should be a lot more free flowing and players should be able to play in every position. But that's, that's forward thinking. So we'll see.
That's the way you're going to stay up.
Pretty much. On the other side, I'd change McNeil. Basically, I'd have McNeil go right hand side. I'd like to just alter that. I think he could be the person where
could tidy. Yeah, cause tidy there.
Well, cause problems coming on the inside. I think crosses in towards the goal. I'd like to see more of them, to be honest, because if it's curling outwards, it's all on us. If it's curling in towards goal, you can be rubbish and get some sort of flick on and deflection and everything, And I just think we don't utilize that enough properly. Ashley Young tends to, we can't cross him from deep, curling inwards, and I'd love to see more curling crosses inwards because we've got tall blokes in there. Decore, DCL, Beto, even if they don't make contact, they're causing havoc and it's going in on goal. Then the number of goals that you actually see where it gets a flick off someone is massive. So why don't we do that more often? Because we've got plenty of people who can cross, with their left foot curling outwards or right foot curling inwards and vice versa. So that line up there, is what I would do, but on the understanding that
Beautiful.
McNeil and Decore and Danjuma would be interlinking with each other ahead of Onana and Garnagay.
So this is in the comments now, and it's sometimes it just makes you go mad in the head because people think, "Oh, you lot think you know what you're doing," but who are you to say anything? Like Daesh, you don't know what Daesh has to go through. But
Daesh knows more than
at
we
the end
do.
of the day,
Daesh knows more than we do. It's only what we
not than me.
what we feel
No,
at the time.
not than me. Not than me, Paul. I'm sorry, but he doesn't know no more than me. Daesh doesn't. I get he knows more than us, but I just can't see how things wouldn't work that we're saying because that comment there, I think you're spot on, Dan. And this is basically you because me and you were saying the same thing, Paul, as well. The inverted wingers. So I like what you've done, and you switched it to me, and I'd do that gladly, right? Because McNeil has only got a left foot, so he's going to be driving in. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be cutting in to want to shoot with his left foot. So that's an inverted winger. You'd see McNeil getting in, left foot, got to come in because his left foot. He ain't going to want to go on his right foot, McNeil isn't. So it forces him to go in towards the box on his left foot. So you're pushing him into that number 10 position. Danjuma as well, he'll want to score. So he won't just be wanting to cross. He'll be wanting to get chances and come in. So Danjuma would be a Gibbs White kind of player.
Yeah, I'm just going to sort of mention the Blues. I respect the Blues and his opinions. I understand what he's saying here as well. I think probably the difference between McNeil and Harrison, because what he's saying is Harrison's played on the right, but always likes to come inside. We've actually created the best chances from Harrison when actually he's gone on his right foot and tried to go on the outside. But the difference between the two of them is that McNeil's got a little bit of pace, and I think he can actually get away from defenders, whereas Harrison hasn't got that pace. So I'd be quite excited to see McNeil be able to come in and do something maybe like Calvert-Lewin did against Burnley, where he was on the right-hand side, managed to win the ball, come inside, took a player on. His shot went over the bar, but that was one of the few times in that game where actually people thought, oh, yeah, he's got into the air, he's just took someone on, and actually he's had a shot, and we thought, oh, why can't that happen more often? So it's an option. It's an option there, and that's what I would.
The Blues has come back and says McNeil hasn't got pace, but another thing that I'm seeing here,
I think he's got more than Harrison. I think he's certainly got more pace.
Well, he
than
did
Harrison.
run around. Yeah, he did run his socks off. But what I'm seeing here as well, Paul, is, and this is what you've got to look at. Look at James Garner. He can keep the ball well, yeah, in that right back position. Onana can keep the ball well. I know I didn't have Onana in, but we've got him there now. So I don't mind Onana playing. I just dropped him to make him thingy, but here we go. So Garner, Onana, and McNeil. Garner, Onana, and McNeil, Paul, all good at keeping the ball down that right-hand side.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you see Onana not being able to keep the ball. I think you could get a good little triangle there. Do you know what I mean? So down that right-hand side, I think we'd be good at keeping the ball. So a couple of 1-2s, where the Blues is saying McNeil hasn't got the pace, sometimes you can be fast just by 1-2, partnership go. Do you know what I mean? You can go past the player just by a quick pass and go. Knock it into Decore, knock it back to McNeil. In the space, looks like you took a player on without even being fast. So I actually look at that right-hand side there and see Garner, Onana, and McNeil being a good triangle and us being able to keep the ball down the right-hand side, which is massive, and good delivery. And on the left-hand side, I just think we've got two good things going on there for me, Paul. Two good things going on. There is stuff to do. There is. I know some people are saying we're shit, but there is stuff to do.
True. We've got plenty of lineup suggestions. So I'll throw a few of these on.
1 hour, we said.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people. I know, yeah, rubbish, aren't we?
Well, it's because we're tactical analysis here, and there's loads to talk about.
A lot of people have
gone stuck in.
Garner right back, including Justin. Emma was really fast with hers. So while I'm looking for the next one, you can work out who that lineup is.
I tried last time when you went on, and without you, I completely failed Emma, to be fair. I was literally like, Jamie, what are they? And Jamie didn't know, Paul. Without you, I'm lost on this one. Right. We know that
I think it's
Peach is
Pickford.
We know that.
Yeah. I think an ex-Red Devil would be Garner. And then you've got Tarkovsky and Branthwaite in the middle. Mikolenko left back.
Yeah.
Danjuma.
Why is Tarkowski a devil? Like sexy?
No, not
sort of like-
Tarkowski. James Garner, because we got him from United.
Oh yeah, who's the ex?
Yeah.
Who's the ex?
Who's the ex? No, that's part of that. An ex Red Devil.
Oh,
He used to play for Man United.
yeah. Sorry. I get it. He's quick. Paul loves this, doesn't he? He knows his stuff. He's a quiz man. Yeah, ex Red Devil. Yeah. I get it.
Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mikalenko, Danjuma. Not sure, Emma. On the next one.
That's Gomez. His hairstyle, do you think it is? Gomez's hairstyle?
Could be Gomez, couldn't it? Could be Gomez.
Got nice hair, hasn't he? Beautiful hair.
I'm guessing then Garner Gay. Who's the is that a lemon?
Okay. It's apple.
Yeah,
an onion.
Gomez.
Is it an onion?
Is it an onion? No, I don't know. I'm guessing. Now, is it Anana and Decore either side of?
Trying to see what Emma says in the comments there. I don't know if it's an onion. The hair, yeah, I think she said the hair, so that yes, Gomez is the hair.
The hair. Muscles from Brussels.
Yeah,
muscles from Brussels. You've made me lose it now, haven't you? I think. Oh, there we go. So I think, muscles from Brussels is in there. So Gomez, God, it's going to be Anana.
She said it's the same. The comment says she said it's the same team as me, but
is it?
Well, changing one thing, didn't she? So
McNeil's on there, and then who's the one with the hat? And then that must be Beto, that'll be DCL at the top, won't it? Who's the one with the hat?
Harrison, Cowboy.
No. Harrison Cowboy. Oh, is it?
I don't know. I just said that, but probably ain't. I'm gonna be wrong, ain't I? I don't know. He looks a bit like a cowboy, doesn't he? To be fair,
he does. Buckle. Yeah, it could be. She'll tell us in a sec. But yeah, there you go. Yeah. So that's
Emma's. The Duke, or something like she said.
Oh, Dukes. Yeah, Decore. Yeah. She means that's what John Wayne used to be called, the Duke. Have you heard of John Wayne, Dan?
Yeah, I have heard of John Wayne. I know. Do you know what? I know my films more than what you think, Paul. I'm a bit of a sneaky one on my film.
Next space or show. You know.
I've watched me cowboy ones and all. I did good on that.
You did actually. You did very well.
Paul Slacking.
Here's the Blues.
Paul Slacking.
Oh yeah, sorry. Blues. Dyche prediction. JP Godfrey filling right back.
Be free at the back.
Saki Branthwaite, Mikalenko, Harrison coming in, Garner Gay, James Garner middle, McNeil, Decore, DCL. 4-4-1-1. Now that's what he feels Dyche is going to do. To be honest with you, you're probably not far wrong. I hope he doesn't go Ashley Young when we're playing at home against Forest. It is a game that we definitely don't want to lose. However, if you're just inviting it, you're absolutely just inviting it, aren't you? So I hope that he doesn't play him. Justin, thanks, Justin, being on.
The Blues changed his formation there as well, Paul.
He has, but I think that's what he thinks. But that's what he thinks Sean's going to go for. To be fair,
yeah.
But, Justin went for James Garner right back, Branthwaite, Tarks, Mikalenko. Anana and as defensive mid, Gay and Gomez with him. Then left wing, Danjuma, right wing, McNeil. So we've got a similar thought there. And DCL up front. So more of a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder and then two guys in front of them. And then your wingers more attacking than we've had previously. So why not? Why not indeed? This is what Blues would go for. You'd actually go for a 3-5-2. You'd actually go for 3-5-2. Branthwaite, Tarky, and Miko. Well, Miko as a third centre back, he's very capable of doing so. To be honest, James Garner, Gay, Anana, and Gomez and McNeil across as a 5. So that means James Garner playing as a right side mid, Danjuma, and dun dun dun, Michael Keane. if that actually happened, how do you think DCL and Beto would react?
I did put a formation up in that 3-3-5-2 that he's just put there, Paul. I put it up, and I know I'll get grilled for this, but it's something that I'd like to do, but I know will never happen. I'd like to see Onana as the back three. He played as the back three for Belgium, and I know it's mad, and I know it won't happen, but yeah, Belgium played a back three with wing backs, and it was Onana as the right. And Onana as a back three is going to be fast, and he likes getting on the ball, doesn't he? So I think if you play the back three, it was against.
Is that against Malta?
No, it was against a good team. It was in a big game. I can't remember. Yeah, because a lot of people said it's interesting that Onana's centre back, and he come on at half time, and he did a really good job. But the what I'm saying is, when you play, say you play three centre backs, and you do Tarkowski, Braithwaite, and Onana, a lot of the time it will turn into a 2 with Onana going into the number 6. So it's rotation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's a drop in. So like you see Man City, you often see Kovac sometimes playing the freaking back three sometimes, or Stones. It's just that kind of thing.
It's always happened. I mean, I remember Rodwell. Young starlet coming into midfield, and you thought, oh, he's going to be a centre back and whatever. And Anna at the moment, I think, is miles ahead of what Rodwell was, but he's a similar figure in his stature and everything else. So be interesting. West Ham would like to go for a 3-5-2 as well. I love Bob's idea that he'd play Patterson, but oh no, I can't, as he's been arrested for breaking Sod's law. I feel so sorry for
I put a short up for him, didn't I? Yeah, I felt sorry for him. Put a short up, but it's just we're not interested, and all of a sudden we become interested, and they come back and they end up injured because we probably haven't got match fit because they've been dropped. So just the Everton way, that is.
Justin just explaining his 4-3-3 really. If you remove that 10, just makes us a bit more defensively stable, arguably. Depends what the opposition do in that. And allow wingers to get further forward. Yeah, I understand it. You've got to have plenty of confidence and a well-drilled 3 in that centre. That would be key, really. Hazrat says he'd change, put Gomez or Danjuma instead of Dukes. I think it's just because when Dukes gets the ball, no one seems very confident about his control. Most of all him.
No.
He doesn't seem to get it. It doesn't seem to kill it, does it? It just seems to be bouncing around. It just seems to be bouncing around all the time. So it doesn't fill you with a great deal of confidence, to be honest. So
no, you want someone. You're not always sure whether Decore is going to be super clinical. You're not always sure if he has that goal. He was smashing it. He really was smashing it, but he's gone a bit quiet. But I don't know whether it's because he's gone not so good, or whether it's because we've been not so good behind him. I don't know.
No, well, bar Mikolenko and arguably Tarks, Branthwaite and Pickford before Monday, everyone else you could have easily dropped. So,
if we did play the 3 centre backs, for me, I'd put. I know I said put Onana there, but it was a joke, kind of a joke. I know it's not going to happen. So it would be Mikolenko, like a lot of people are doing, Paul. So it'd be Mikolenko, Branthwaite, and Tarkowski. But for me, the wing backs would have to be Harrison or wing backs, and then probably play Danjuma as your striker, because we know Calvert-Lewin and Beto don't work. So Danjuma with Calvert-Lewin probably. There's loads of stuff to do. People say there's nothing you can do, but there is stuff you can try. There really is. I'm interested on seeing what
there is. I mean, I considered having Harrison in the 10. To be fair, I think the only reason I kept Decore, because set pieces are one of our strongest weapons, and Harrison isn't really involved. you know, but Decore is in terms of his height and his strength. So that's I think that's going to be key.
We're going to quickly move on from this and do score predictions. We've already gone over the hour, but Paul, just put a quick 3-5. Put it as a 3 at centre back. Let's just have a quick look.
So 3-5-2.
Yeah, 3. I know it's crazy. People think I'm going mad here. It looks dodgy when it goes on like that, doesn't it? But yeah, put Mikalenko. Can you swap it? Yeah.
I can do a
move
little
up.
bit
Anyway,
of
yeah, you can move them. You can
a
move
little
them
bit
here.
of
Tactical
the old swapperino.
Yeah, so you got that. I think McNeil would be on your left if that was the case, because it's pure up and down, isn't it? Jack Harrison, for me, I wouldn't then play Garner there. No, it'd be Jack Harrison instead. I know that's crazy, but I just think Jack Harrison played this sort of thing for Leeds. So Jack Harrison. Put Danjuma where Decore is now. I think we can go a bit more. Oh yeah, you got Danjuma up top there, haven't you? I'd put Garner in where Garner in over Decore. Would you go Garner or Gomez? Who's in battle?
Either. I think James Garner keep you more solid defensively.
Energy.
Gomez would probably be one to bring on. You know, he's not had the longest period in the team, so potentially he could come on for the last kind of half hour.
What do you think
what
of
would
that,
you have there?
Would
you have Danjuma and Calvert-Lewin?
I like Danjuma and Calvert-Lewin. I think I can see them both. Like, they both love goals, don't they? I'm not saying Danjuma scored and he hasn't showed nothing, by the way, to prove that he's a goal scorer. But I think if I'm going to give him the chance to be something that he hasn't been, then I like that. I actually do like that. I don't know. I've hated this, Paul, haven't I mean, obviously, you probably switch Branthwaite and put Tarkowski in the middle because of speed. I don't know, but no, I'd be happy with that, actually.
I think Tarks is more comfortable right-hand side, isn't he? I mean, it's only a 3, so they're not being stretched too far, but probably just that area there would be more of a sort of concern. It's Harrison a wing back? Who would he be playing in front of? Yeah, no, it could still work. You know, I think Onana would probably be a bit more comfortable in kind of that position, to be honest.
Well, you could do that, couldn't you? You could do that. And I'll tell you something, if you've got a lot of, I was going to say bollocks, but I can say bollocks, I think, because every animal has got one as well, right? If you've got a lot of bottle, you could even play Shamiti up there as well. You could literally go Danjuma in then frigging number 10, where Onana is.
Mm-hmm.
You could literally put Danjuma, and then you could literally put Shamiti and Calvert-Lewin up top with Danjuma behind. If you was a confident team. Imagine that.
If you were safe.
I'll tell you something. Yeah, if you were safe. This is the stuff we probably could have tried a bit back, but imagine that. You say if you're safe. We've still got 3 centre-backs and we've still got 2 centre midfielders that are probably sitting there with Garner and Garner. So you 5, aren't you, Paul? You still got that this formation is supposed to be so you can get more people attacking. That's what this formation is about for me.
Interesting.
The Blue said Onana's not attacking. Well, we put Danjuma in there now, mate. We ain't messing about. We put Danjuma in there.
But Emma brings it back down to earth. Emma brings it back down to earth. Yeah, Youngie will start.
Well, I just think looking at that, Paul, and this has become a long show about tactical analysis, and I think there's just so much to look at tonight tactically because we've been getting it wrong. And I think a lot of people would say, well, what can he do? Well, I think we've shown tonight there's a lot of stuff that Dyche can do. Imagine them pressing as well, Paul, though. Imagine the press on that. So do you know where we say they press and they don't all do it together?
Yeah.
Imagine in a line, Shamiti, Calvert-Lewin, Danjuma, and Harrison and McNeil proper coming onto that with the back 3 centre-backs pushing Garner and Garner gave forward, really staying together as the press. I tell you something, it wouldn't be that bad. People will rip me and say we get battered with that. But if you push that formation onto a team, I think they struggle with us. They wouldn't like Shamiti and Calvert-Lewin in the box, two big lads like that, and they wouldn't like Dan Juma sitting in the 10. And then Harrison and Fingy, Harrison and McNeil would get forward because that's what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, Forest's ideal kind of game is where they win the ball on the halfway line and then break forward with their 3 or 4. You know,
Shamiti
barely seen him. We've barely seen him.
He's young, he's energetic, he's big. I've watched him run his socks off. When we watched him on that live watch, Paul, he ran into the channels, didn't he? Shamiti can press. Yeah. He can run around. Pressing is just energy, and Shamiti's got energy. Calvert-Lewin probably not so much, but I'm sure if you forced him, he could. Right. No, we need to sort this out now. Here we go. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Let's put a bit of music on. Let's get on to the score predictions, baby. I don't even like doing score predictions anymore, you know.
To be fair, that wouldn't be too bad at the moment to have someone who just runs around kicking people.
That's pressing. That is pressing, I think, personally. If you're running around kicking people, it's more than what we've been doing, bloody other games, Blues. Score predictions.
I was just going to say, Mark was on before anyone arrived, saying what tomorrow is, and I've told you, Mark, it's El Deducto. El Deducto. That's what it is.
Cheese. Oh my god, I love it. You know, I love the haters. This goes out to you, Marvin. I ain't got Marvin Gaye song, but I have got this song. You ready?
What's good are they gonna be? Type it in.
Right, Marvin. When we stay up, it's gonna hurt you, but we're gonna stay up. Probably Forest are gonna stay up as well, mate. When you actually look at next season, it probably will be us and Forest in the league next season that have been treated like crap. But we'll probably still stay up. And I know that will probably wind you up. And that makes me want to stay up even more so. So, yeah, bit of fun. Love you. We ain't cheats.
Love to the family. Love to the family.
Love you, Marvin.
Who's going first? You or moi?
I hate score predictions now. I just want to win. Like I used to enjoy them, and I don't anymore. I don't that much, I tell you. Until we stayed up.
Come on.
I love them, but I don't enjoy the performances.
Positivity. Do you remember what we brought to Burnley? Do you remember we brought to Burnley? And we actually went there.
We brought a winning streak, which we lost straight away at Burnley.
We led the singing. We led the singing from the family enclosure.
Yeah. I wish we was there again this game. What a shame. I'd love to be there at all the games. Right.
We
so
sang
score predictions.
Song as well. Ciao, Bella. Ciao,
Dominic. You was good at singing, actually. You got to go
good that.
It.
I just wish more would have sung it. You know what? Actually, I didn't see this until we'd left and then we got home. Was that just before we got in, they were playing it. No, before kickoff, they were playing it just before we got in. So I'm gutted I missed that. So
fans didn't get behind it that much, though, did they? They've had enough. Just didn't take off. A lot of stuff don't take off, does it, at the minute? Fans have had enough. The Dominic song's quite hard, isn't it, to be fair? I don't think it'll be the one.
It's not. He just needs to score more. He just needs to score more of them, that's all. It'll kick in.
Yeah, then you can't stop singing it. Right. I'm going to let you go first because I ain't thought of my score prediction yet. I know you take it quite serious. People in the comments, get your score predictions in. Let me just give you a bit of... Let me just give you a bit of... Also, hit me with that score prediction, Paul. What's your score prediction?
Now, don't tell me off for this.
What the hell? Now? You told me off. He just goes like that and goes, don't tell me off. And you're telling me off. I'm asking for a score prediction. Right, let's do this. Go on.
No. Let's be more
You're
positive.
worse than me now. You're
I
worse
know.
than me.
Well, the thing is,
Normally
the thing
decisive.
is, I did have a score prediction in my head, but I don't like saying it out loud. I think a massive thing for us tomorrow is not to lose, right? And this is me
Tattoo it on you.
talking from my head. This is me thinking
Go
about
on.
the whole situation. Massive thing tomorrow is not to lose, right? However, a win will really kick in. And Forest are kind of going into it having to get something. So no, screw it. I think we will actually win. It'll have to be 1-0. It'll have to be 1-0. I wanted to say more. I wanted to say something like 2-1, but I just don't think we'll be able to score that many. I think Forest will just push and push. They want to get something from the game. I think we'll just end up with a 1-0 win again, same as Burnley. I think it'll end up being a set piece of someone random. So I'm going to say 1-0 Everton, and actually I'm probably going to say someone like Decore. Yeah. He's finished fasting. Fasting finished earlier on in the week. We've got a little girl in our class who, bless her, she'd been fasting for ages as well. And she didn't let it affect her performance. But she was so happy on the Thursday when she came back to school. Decore is going to be buzzing after that. So, yeah, Decore, scrappy goal, 1-0, Everton win. Everyone's calm. Nice aftermatch.
Yeah, that's what people have got to realise. And I know some people will say they don't care, but at the end of the day, I know that Chelsea game they finished the fasting, but after fasting for so long, it takes a while for your body to get back to normal. So they go from not having nothing to then trying to get stuff back into the body. And although they'd already stopped, the energy levels wouldn't be up. Whether that affected Onana, I don't know. Whether that affected him, who knows? But yeah, Decore as well is another one that you'd like. Paul saying would get into it. Paul's score prediction 1-0 Decore. We can see your score predictions in the comments. We are gonna read them out. Don't worry. Get your goal scorers in as well. I think 3-2. You know, 3-2.
You always go lots of goals, don't you?
Well, I know we can't. I used to be confident that we wasn't going to concede, but now I'm not. That's my main reason. And I know I've gone 2-1, but we've got to go out to win this, Paul. And I thought they've got good attackers, haven't they? Can you see them not scoring? Like you can. You've just gone none. But I bet a bit of you does think like Alanga.
Well, I'm worried. No, I'm worried about Woods more than anything.
Woods.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, Wood. Yeah. So that's the reason I used to be stupid. I'm like everything good for Everton on my score predictions, but now I'm thinking, you know what? Game after game, we do keep conceding. We conceded 6 last games to give us a clean sheet.
Take that Chelsea game. Take that Chelsea game out of the equation. Do you know what I mean? We're really feeling it because after that Chelsea game. But if you took that out of the equation, you know, we were rubbish and we kept
3 goals. I know.
we were rubbish and we kept a clean sheet. So anything could happen. And it's very Everton to lose 6-0 on the Monday, but then win 1-0 on the Sunday. So
do you know what though? Bob said I can't see us getting 3 goals. Forest defense ain't that good, you know. And I know they'll say it is, but I've watched it and it's fragile. And the best form of defense is attack for Everton. And I'm telling you, Forest do concede goals and they are gettable. And I know we're peed off with our team and we're going to say, oh, but who's going to score for us? Trust me, we can score against Forest. And Calvert-Lewin, by the way, who I've been putting better in over him, he's looking a bit himself now. And he scored 2 in 2. He didn't play last game, did he? So he scored 2 in 2. So this will be 3-3. It taps open, as he says. So Calvert-Lewin, he takes a Calvert-Lewin goal, a winger to score, and a centre midfielder. Get that tap open, baby. So, yeah, I'm going 3-2. 3-2 for me. Goal scorers, Calvert-Lewin, I've just said. Dan Juma, I want him to turn up. I know it's shown nothing to be this, but Dan Juma and...
Yep. Random.
Gomez.
Why not?
Gomez.
You saying anyone for them?
Wood. I'll give him one, like you said.
Mm.
Against Sean Dyche, probably will. Normally forgets our ex-players that score against us, but Sean Dyche's ex-player, Wood.
Yeah.
And probably someone stupid like a centre midfielder, Dominez or whatever his name is. Do you know what I mean? Random. Yeah, Dames, Dominez. I call him Dominoes. Dame. You know what I mean, though? Yeah.
Danilo.
3-2. 3-2.
Well, you know what? It would be a heart attack waiting to happen, but I'd take it. That would be amazing.
You'd hope that we score the 3 goals. And then
oh, my God.
Last goal.
You know. Well, the whole mentality and curse in our heads that we can't win a game when we've conceded first. God, get rid of that, will you? Jesus. But
Crystal Palace 2-0 to Everton 2-0 down against Nottingham Forest, and then we come back and win 3-2. Imagine a Crystal Palace game. Bloody hell.
Man alive.
Be a wacky one, wouldn't it? So that is mine and Paul's score prediction. We're going to get your score predictions on the screen, then we're going to finish the show, people. It has been a long one tonight.
Indeed.
But there's so much to talk about Everton at the minute. They are long shows, but you stay with us all the way through them. So if you wasn't and we was losing people, we'd end it. But you stay with us. So
true enough. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the comments because we had.
Can I just say one thing, Paul, before this?
Yeah, go on.
Right. As I said earlier on, we don't like promote this channel as much as we should, but we get cracking feedback and we should. So there's 157 people listening on Twitter and stuff like that. It tells us now on the screen. I know it only says probably about 15, 20 on YouTube, but there's 158 now people listening on Twitter. If you can come over and get us loads of likes on the stream, it puts it about and it will help us hit 1,000 subscribers. We've only been going one season. We do want to hit 1,000. It just makes it look like a better channel there and gets more people watching this content that we're putting out. So get on it, please. I know it's a mission. I know you can't be arsed. I used to be like that, but help us out. Like the channel, subscribe if you can be arsed, and get on it.
The VIPs tend to like it anyway. You know, Lulu, Blues, Emma, everyone else. So
if some people will just say no, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. They think there's something they're not. But trust me, if you come over where you don't think we're nothing and get involved in the comments, it's actually a good get together. Like you ask some of the regulars, it's actually a good get together before the game and after the game. So
it's not all serious, is it? It's not all serious by any means. At the very beginning, we had Aboud who came in from Twitter, bang straight away. Didn't know the format, but gave us a score. So straight away 2-0 Everton.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like that.
I like it a lot.
I mean,
score
2 goals in the first 5 minutes. That'd be brilliant. And we can just be
cheat as well.
Relatively, calm for the rest of the game. It'd be nice.
I'm game for being wrong, by the way. I'd like that clean sheet.
Oh yeah, that'd be. I mean, after conceding 6, Christ, you would. Right, let's go. I'm making sure I'm trying best not to miss anyone out. However, if I do, post it again. We had Paul saying, said Paul goes 2-0, DCL McNeil to do the damage.
2-2
So, yeah, that'd be good. You know what? A DCL 1-on-1 slots it in. That'd be nice. So that gets rid of that kind of mentality of not being able to score 1-on-1s. And McNeil from a free kick. I mean, what are the odds of that happening?
But I know Paul. You know Paul. I know Paul. He doesn't take no shit, and he gets as peed off as us. It's like us hot-headed when we lose. But I tell you something, Paul always gets back up. He does, Like, he notices when players are crap, and he'll go mad after the game. But he always gets positive. He's a lot more positive. He's like me. He always gets back up. He's ready.
You need a day, don't you? You need a day or two.
Yeah.
So, Emma says, Hart says 2-0. Oh, sorry. Hart says 2-0. Head says 1-1. Got a draw all over it. Neither side want to lose this. Neither side do not want to lose this. But the fact that it's
Always
on
go
Sky,
with your heart, not your head.
Well, the fact that it's on Sky and they want Luton to stay up will be very interesting to see where the bias goes tomorrow. Darren McGee, good lad, 4-2. I mean, that's on your level, that Dan. Loads of goals.
He's get one more, to be fair. He's done better than me. I'd rather it be 4-2 because 3-2 was scary when you said about it, Paul. It was like, when you think of 3-2, it's going to be close at some point because there's one goal. And look how much we shit ourselves. Burnley, 10 men, one goal in it. So,
rather than 4-2 than 1-0. God. Yeah. we were up by a man and we were 1-0 up. But that last 10 minutes against Burnley was like, what the hell? What's going on?
Do you know what, though? I've kept saying on this channel, like, we're due a Brighton game and we haven't had it. We're due a Brighton game and we ain't had it. And I've given up on that Brighton game. I'm thinking, the Brighton game's not there.
It's happening on Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm doing your thing, Paul, where you bluff it and you say, right, we're never having a Brighton game.
We're never gonna win 5-0 against anybody.
Yeah.
Justin said every game we won at home been in conjunction with a clean sheet. So if we're gonna win, we can't concede. So he's going 1-0, same as me. Why not?
He's Justin serious as well. Yeah, I'm liking this. We're confident. I like that our fans have got back up after that 6-0 as well. That's what I do like. That's what I like to see. Do you know what I mean? Right. It could have losses down here, and we're not seeing a lot of losses. I like it. Lulu, we win 2-1.
Lovely score from Lulu, 2-1. That'd be good. Won't mind that at all. Bob says Forest can't score. We can't. We can defend. They can't. A draw. So
Bob's
exactly.
Yeah, I don't like the draw, but I like how you put it.
0-0. Oh no, he says 1-1. He says 1-1.
Oh, you know what? Good luck now. I want Everton to win. You know what I mean?
Oh,
good on you. Shitbags, but
thanks, Mark.
You get shitbags, but they end up being nice in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. Right. Everyone's all right, really. Just a throwaway. Lila says, anyone having problems renewing their season ticket online? Still a long queue for season tickets, by the way. Some people have been on the waiting list for God knows how long. I wonder if that waiting list is still really long at the moment, though. You know, Pauline says 2-1, sending it over from X. So 2-1.
Twitter, get on it from the Twitter. X or Twitter? I still say Twitter.
Lila,
is it? Do we? On one point, like get that on the comment. Don't get every comment on right before we end the show. But
yeah,
Twitter. I put this up as a tweet and no one likes it, so it's probably a boring conversation. But Twitter. Do we say tweet because it's Twitter?
Twitter. Or are you going to exit?
Exit. Is it exit or exit? Like, is it? Why are we calling it a tweet now? If it's what do you call it? Like a tweet? I just done a tweet.
It's still Twitter for me because anyone who says X. They say Twitter first. Do you know what I mean? So people know what they're on about.
Do you know when I like sometimes I delete Twitter and then I download it again when it's not working properly. But when I delete Twitter, I type in Twitter to find it because I forget it's called X. And when you type in X for Twitter, it just seems like it's not enough. It doesn't seem right. I know it's stupid, but it just doesn't seem right to type in one letter to find Twitter. But yeah, you can tweet. Still Twitter to me. Yeah, I agree.
Lila said 3-1 for us. Oh, can you just show you that? Get off.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. Sorry, Helen. Taki first goal. Everton 3-1. But then she says this is pointless because you won't say we will lose. I tell you now, there are people on here, and I'll get there, who will say that we will lose. So don't worry about it. She says first
You know
goal
what?
of winner for either side, and I believe you. Yeah, I know. Sorry, go on.
When a lot of the time, some people do say draw or lose, and we always say on this channel, come on and be yourself, because we want a variety of people on the channel. We don't just want the positive Everton fans. We all just want everyone to be themselves, and then get loads of difference of opinions on how Everton fans are feeling. So trust me, people do say lose, and I don't change the mind. I just say, oh well, I hope that don't happen. But yeah, come on.
And on that note, I present to you the Blues.
There you go.
So 2-1, but pray I'm wrong. Taki off a set piece. Wood and Alanga score for them. Goodison Kirsch strikes again. You know what? I remember when we were going through a relegation fight, and I'm talking 20 plus years ago. We played Forest, who were due to be relegated anyway, and we lost 1-0 at home. And it seemed as though, Christ, we really are in it at the moment. But games after that, we ended up winning. Probably around Kevin Campbell's time of doing a job for us. But we lost 1-0 at home, and I just remember that being really low. Everyone after that game thinking, Christ, this could be the season. So whatever happens tomorrow, we're still going to be positive. We're still going to drag their asses over the line. So that's just the way it is.
We've got to build ourselves up. We've got to do something tomorrow. Like I say, the result was really good, because we still need to win. Just because Luton didn't win doesn't mean, if we didn't win, we still get away with it now because Luton didn't win. We need to just get away from this. We need to get away from it. It is possibly looking, if Luton keep performing like this, that even if us and Forest don't win, we could still stay up with only 1 or 2 wins.
We could all lose every game. We could all lose every game.
You don't think like that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
We've got to get the job done.
Yeah. Hazrat reckons 2-1. It's got to happen sometime, Hazrat. It's got to happen sometime, mate. So DCL first, Forest equalised, Gibbs Morgan White. And then Danjuma, winner off the bench, and I bet it's an absolute blinder, and he's in goal of the month. Why not?
I love people like this, though. We've got a couple of people that really do support the channel, like Hazrat, and literally, he's like, we normally should say it, but he comes on, he's like, hit the likes, and after he's like, oh, cracking stream messages after the stream, cracking stream, you're doing well. Really supports the channel, and I am game for people that like that in life. Honestly, he really just get behind our channel. So shout out to you. You're an amazing person.
Same for Sonny as well. Sonny was always
Sonny,
an
yeah,
early.
That's what I say. There's a couple. Yeah, I like it.
DCL
we don't even know who they are. We don't know who they are. We know who they are, like as friends on the channel, but we're not paying them to say like it. They generally do get behind us, right? They are. It's not us as a troll. They're generally good people. These, right?
Yeah. Just mentioning that. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, it's still tweeting on Twitter. You're right. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I think we need an early goal tomorrow. What the hell is that?
Outer. Let it go. We can score loads of goals. Everton can win. What you got? BOTTON Elsa. I think
that's Homer.
Yeah, that's what happens when you got a daughter. You got dolls all around the house, yeah.
Sean Dyche.
Let's do this.
It's the Messiah.
Got an injection as well. What I mean?
What's that?
Eliana loves being a nurse, you know. Eliana loves being a nurse. That was terrifying.
Christ almighty.
You know the other things. The stuff I've got here. Tell you. What's that?
What have you got there?
I have actually got, you know what? An oven. So you can cook food. So if you wanted like a burger, put a burger in. Oh, my ass, I tell you.
Hey, you know what?
Glad when the
Actually,
batteries have run out of the toys, I tell you. There you go.
Emma's just mentioned Scary Mary there. I didn't know what Scary Mary was, but there was a kid in our class who said they watched it, and I didn't get to see it, but the TA then looked at it. TA from my class said she couldn't finish watching it because it was so scary. So warning there.
Yeah. We always end up weird. We always end the show. I tuned in at the wrong time. We always end up with some random stuff on the channel. We always do.
It's true enough.
Always end it weird.
I was looking for
right, everybody. Thank you for tonight. We have been on the stream for way too long. But we have literally done about 3 shows in one tonight because we've done form, we've done lineups, we broke tactical analysis down, we've done every single formation you can do in the book. Because I tell you something, when Everton lose 6-0, we don't just put on a crap show and say, "Oh, we just do this quick and we don't care, we don't like Everton." We get to work, and that's what we've done tonight, Paul. We have got to work tonight, and everything that could be said has got said. Do you know what? I personally, and I know it's a bit of a stutter for me, I'm not saying much. I'm sitting back, and I just want them to just win me over again. Do you know what I mean, Paul?
Yeah.
I want that's what I want. I'm just literally, I'm going to watch that game. I'm not going to think that they're going to win too much. I'm not going to get overexcited. I'm just going to watch it and sit back and say, right, Dyche, what have you got? What have you done with these players? Right players. Are you going to frigging earn me back? Are you going to earn us back? Yeah. And I'm hoping they come out all guns blazing.
Make us love you again, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's been hard.
I love you. Imagine a match reaction beating Forest and then going on to win a couple of games and giving Everton fans a bit of fun. Just give us something good, man. We don't deserve all this shit. Right. Dropping the banner now. Everyone, thanks for coming on. It's been a boss one. The numbers are amazing. 477 people watching, including Twitter. I know you only told you he was watching on YouTube, but I could take a picture now. Trust me. It says on here, a lot watch it on YouTube. 479 people watching. That's amazing, that is. So keep watching. Come over to YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe. Go on, Paul. What was you saying, lad?
No, not at all. It's good that we got people on and we're all in the same boat. And it's nice that, you know, we've had Luton guys on before and they're all decent. And I'm pretty sure we'd like some of the other sides who are in the league to be where we are. And all being well, we'll all get a decent season out of it. And we'll survive.
All 5. Or do you know what?
Hopefully we do stay up.
The guy that we normally get on for Nottingham Forest, the fan that we normally get on that's got like a wedding thing party tonight, he said, and he's not just saying this because he's put himself out to say, I hope Everton and Nottingham Forest stay up. A lot of Nottingham Forest fans that I've spoke to have said, you know what, I hope we both stay up. They've been through the shit with us and they know how it is. And generally, Nottingham Forest, it's a massive game, but I don't think it's like we'd like to both stay up.
Even to be fair, the Luton guy did say, the Luton fan that we've had on before,
I don't want Luton to get down.
He would like us and them to stay up. So
yeah, I like everyone to stay up if I could, but unfortunately, it's not like that. And like I said, the Luton fan that come on is boss. I'd like Luton to stay up. I've got the Burnley fan was so nice, that guy that we had on.
Oh,
I'd
lovely.
like him to stay up.
And yeah.
But unfortunately, the love of my life is Everton. And that's the main team that's got to stay up. We've got to stay up before anyone. So, yeah, it's just the way it goes. We're in this battle. Yeah. But we know.
And on that lovely note, I
need to drop the banner.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a boss night.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want.
Get on the streets and be celebrating. I really do.